We'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth here in gorgeous Mount Vernon in downtown Baltimore, Midtown Baltimore, with the one and only Munir Bahar. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing, brother?
Good. It's been a busy media week for you, huh?
Yes, sir.
What's happening with the Raise It Up movement?
Well, what happened this week was, the city officials gathered for a meeting held by President of the City Council, Jack Young, and some brothers got together and felt, we need to go to this meeting and have our voices heard about an issue that is being talked about all around the city, a lot of different places. There are a lot of different perspectives on this issue. Issue I'm talking about is the issue of dirt bike riding in Baltimore City. Of course, majority young African American males riding their dirt bikes on a consistent basis, and you have a lot of different perceptions on the impact of these dirt bikes. So we just felt it was our time to step up and speak for ourselves as the young riders of Baltimore City, to really clarify our position, to clarify the reasons why we ride, and also to clarify what we are demanding from the city in terms of their support and cooperation for helping us to constructively put together some forms of recreation where young brothers in Baltimore can ride their dirt bikes. One of the main issues we are attacking is the fact that it's illegal. This is the law. Laws can be changed. Laws can be altered. So we feel that this is a law that deserves some attention to be changed or to be altered, and that city government should give it some attention. And if they refuse to, then we feel as responsible citizens we have a right to resist in the manners that we deem feasible for us. And if that means we're going to get on our dirt bikes and we're going to defy the law, the fact that they're illegal, then we're going to continue to do so. But it's not out of a manner of aggression or hate or anger. It's just a manner of frustration and also confusion. But
you can imagine you can imagine how at least the families of those who were injured or killed as a result of the illegal dirt bike riding, you can imagine their pain.
My heart goes out to my heart goes out to the families of anybody who's been a victim of any type of crime, regardless of whether it's a dirt bike or not. Any families that have suffered from any type of heinous crimes or violence or criminal activity, my heart goes out to. I can't single it out and say, we just want to focus on the victims of those. No, what about the victims of the 10 murders? The families of the victims of the 10 murders we had this weekend. Let's put their families up on a pedestal and give them support and give them our hearts and give them our minds for a second.
For those who don't know Munir Bahar, and certainly there are a few people in Baltimore who may not know you, but every Saturday morning for the past several years you've been mentoring, training young men from the streets of Baltimore. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I've been running a youth organization for the past 8 years. Started 8 years ago. And it's also public information. Before then, I had a long criminal record, in and out of the juvenile justice system, in and out of the adult system for a period of time from around 13 to 20 years of age. 20 years of age, I woke up and I began to understand that I have to educate myself, so I went to college, and then I also understood that I had to play a role in this community because I helped to destroy part of the community. So now I'm out to help uplift and regenerate a better community, and I'm starting with the youth.
Okay, and the dirt bikes become a vehicle in which to reach a lot of our young people. And that's what a lot of folks refuse to understand or don't want to understand, that the dirt bike is the vehicle. What would be a solution? Having a dirt bike park in East Baltimore and another one in West Baltimore? Because clearly... No. Let's be very honest. This is not, and I said it to Jack Young, this is not just about finding a place to ride. The dirt bike is our symbol of unity. One of the things that this city cannot do, the Able Foundation cannot do, the Casey Foundation cannot do, they cannot unify the streets of Baltimore. We as the dirt bike riders cannot or will not.
They
I don't know. You know, they pump millions and millions and millions of dollars in programs every year.
I think we can do anything we put our minds to.
Well,
I mean, we're halfway intelligent people, black and white, here in the city of Baltimore. We have some modicum of common sense.
And to be honest, Donnie, I believe that certain folks don't want to see the streets united, because there's a huge business built off of the crime, the chaos, and the carnage that's caused by confused people. So to unconfuse these people would mean these businesses will fail.
It would also mean the prison industrial complex would not be able to thrive as it does here in the city of Baltimore, in the state of Maryland.
Yes, it does. You know, the money that's being made off of juveniles being arrested, being detained, being committed to the system is in the millions. So again, the dirt bike is our way of unifying the streets, Donnie. You know, I'm just as much affected by the crime, by the murder rate as anybody else in Baltimore. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, I'm just as much affected. I want my daughter to be safe. I want my family to be safe. I want to be safe. So we come up with our efforts, constructing ways that we can bring brothers from all the hoods of Baltimore together to ride in peace. So it's deeper than just we need a place to ride. No, we need forms of recreation, or we need events that are going to bring Baltimore together. And I'm talking about the hoods of Baltimore, the places where a lot of folks don't want to come, the places where a lot of politicians and city leaders do not live and do not want to associate themselves with, or do not want to work in. Well, I work in these environments. I'm in the trenches every single day, East Baltimore and West Baltimore, working with young brothers who have no hope, working with young brothers who have no guidance, working with young brothers who have no father figures, working with young brothers who have no family structure, working with young brothers who've been failed by the justice system, failed by the school system. I have to work with these young brothers. So the methods that me and my team feels are feasible for us to bring these young guys together, then that's what we're going to do.
Because no one else is doing this?
Well, no one can do it except us. You know, I cannot teach a young Japanese child how to be a young Japanese child better than a Japanese parent. You know, I cannot teach a squirrel how to be a squirrel better than a squirrel can. So it's not that other folks, you know, some may not want that. That's another argument, but they can't do it as best as we can.
In other words, nobody can do for you what you can and should do for yourself.
Exactly. We know how to bring brothers in the hood together. We know how to bring peace to the hood. We have the same goals as the Baltimore police. We have the same goals as the city government. We have the same goals as every other institution, and that is to support and develop and build people up. The methods that we use, however, may be different. They may be different. Not everyone may agree, and that's okay. Democrats don't always agree with Republicans. Okay? Right wing doesn't agree with left wing. You have all these folks who don't agree, but yet we still have to maintain some system that brings us a sense of accomplishment and a sense of purpose. And that's what we do. That's what the Raise It Up movement is all about. It's being painted negatively, you know, throughout some forms of the media, but you know what? That's a part of history. We learn in history that any type of positive upliftment movement is always going to be painted negatively.
Good deal. Munir Bahar, thank you for your time, sir. And keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.